All right. Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakah Kodash. Double honor to the elders and our apostles, the great millstone, who taught us this truth. Salutations to the hopeful elect that's around the four corners of the earth. And also the brothers that teach this word in sincerity. I'm the brother Iowa Lumia from the GMS Chicago branch here in Chicago. Come back at you with a quick lesson, a quick hit. Touching on Joshua 20, the 24th chapter, mainly the 14th and the 15th verse. So this is the book of Joshua 24 and 14. It says, Now therefore fear the Lord and serve him in sincerity and in truth, and put away the gods which your fathers served on the other side of the flood and in Egypt, and serve ye the Lord. And it says, verse 15, And if it seem evil unto you to serve the Lord, choose you this day whom you will serve, whether the gods which your fathers served that were on the other side of the flood, or the gods of the Amorites in whose land ye dwell. But as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. Right. We're coming into a time, talking about Revelation 13 and 16, where the implementation of the RFID microchip is going to come to pass, and the Lord is going to test those who's actually going to, who is on his side, and those who serve the God of this world, being Esau, Edom. So the Lord is going to test your faith and your integrity to see where your heart truly lies at, So I'm going to come right back to this to close it right back out. But this is the book of John 10 and 27. It says, My sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me. It says, And I give unto them eternal life, and they shall never perish, neither shall any man pluck them out of my hand. Right. The true sheep of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai hear his voice. Because how do they ultimately hear his voice? They're conjoined unto him. When they hear these words, they are, automatically conjoined, to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And those are the true sheep, the hopeful elect of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, which is his sheep. Because ultimately his sheep is going to hear his voice. And those are the ones that's going to endure to the end. So when all hell breaks loose, the Lord's elect, it's ultimately going to depend on Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. In the time of distress, with the implementation of Revelation 13 and 16 come to pass. So the Lord is going to put a distinction of those who serve him and those who serve the God of this world, with the Edomites. This is the book of, I'm actually come back to that. This is the book of Judges 10 and 13. It says, Yet ye have forsaken me and served other gods. Therefore, wherefore I will deliver you no more. Right? Our people, got the notion of serving these other gods. 2/3 of our people over here in this society, they already worship, the so-called white man, in his system, of this world. But the hopeful elect is going to ultimately serve Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai because they were predestined to. That's why, Joshua, 24, the 24th chapter, the 14th and the 15th verse, it's going to be, it's going to be a thing when Revelation 13 and 16 ultimately gets mandated. You're either going to serve Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai or you're going to serve this world. Choose ye who this day whom you will serve. So like it for the background noises, brothers. I'm outside doing this lesson. But this is the book of Matthew 6 and 24. It says, No man can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve God and mammon. Right? You can't serve, the God of this world and the true living power, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Because ultimately the Lord is going to cast you out. Either serve Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai or you're going to serve this world. And who is this world? Who's the king of this world right now? The so-called white man. Going back to once again to Joshua the 24th, the 24th and the talking about the 15th verse. Choose whom this day who you will serve. And 2/3 of our people already decided that they were going to serve the so-called white man because they love the benefits they get. They love these different things they receive from the so-called white man. This is the book of Matthew 19 and 28. It says, and Yahushua said unto them, verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, and it says, ye also shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. Right. Coming into the regeneration, the regeneration, the same people that's in this world right now are back in their life. The same people that, were serving Yahweh Shem Yahushua back then in truth and sincerity, they're back today serving Yahweh Shem Yahushua in truth and sincerity. And they're ultimately the hopeful elect that's going to be judging the 12, that's going to be sitting judging the 12 tribes of Israel. But I want to hit this Joshua again before I close out. This is the book of Joshua 24 and 14. It says, now therefore, fear the Lord and serve him in the sincerity and the truth, and put away the gods which your fathers served on the other side of the flood and in Egypt, and serve ye the Lord. Right, it's our time, going back to, I believe it's Romans 13 and 11. Wake out of sleep, because our salvation is nearer than we believe. Right, Yahweh Shem Yahushua is on his way back. Yahushua is on his, it's on his way back, to bring judgment. That's why it's crucial that you get yourself together, come back and serve Yahweh Shem Yahushua, because what? We're at the end of this thing. Verse 15, it says, and it seemed evil unto you to serve the Lord. Choose you this day whom you will serve, whether the gods which your fathers served that were on the other side of the flood, or the gods of the Amorites, in whose land ye dwell. But as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. Right. And the brothers that's doing this work in truth and in sincerity, we're going to serve the Lord. And Lord, will we be those men, in the regeneration that was serving Yahweh Shem Yahushua, back then, that was followers of Yahweh Shem Yahushua back then. Not one of these 2/3, that were, going against everything Yahweh Shem Yahushua did. So for me and my house, we're going to serve the Lord. So with that being said, I hope it was edifying. So I want to end off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to you, too. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and our apostles, the great millstone, taught us this truth. Salutations to the hopeful elect that's around the four corners of the earth. And also the brothers that teach us sword and sincerity. Lord willing, I hope this is edifying, and Lord willing, I'll come back with another lesson soon. Shalom. And until next time, a Ball.